Meals and incidentals, you know. You're traveling, you're also going to need to eat meals, but you also have to be able to back up where you came up with the numbers from, and these websites give it to you. Value of volunteer time. If I have volunteers, and they're not professionals, they're not people doing what they get paid to do out in their professional job. They're people staffing tables or doing other work. You can get a rate for volunteer time based on this website. And then the catalog of federal domestic assistance. We all know what that is. That's where it explains what those federal dollars do. And then the fact finder, Census Bureau. A link to the Census Bureau gives you more information that maybe your demographics information doesn't give you statewide compared to other counties, things like that. And then the Maryland State Clearinghouse. Oftentimes, if you go for federal funds, they have to go through the Maryland State Clearinghouse. Do you know that? You need to go look at it. You know, there's a link for you to be able to figure out what does that mean. And then the OMB circulars. Those are the audit and Bible of spending federal funds, in my opinion. And so I think that anytime you have somebody going for a federal grant in our county, they need to be aware of those OMB circulars. If they're going to pass that money down to a nonprofit, they need to be able to link that nonprofit up with the OMB circulars that apply to them. Because nonprofit OMB circulars are different than ours. And then the award process. That's a part of the page where once you get the award notice, okay, everybody thinks, oh, we sign off on it right away. Not necessarily. Supposing that award comes in lower than anticipated. Supposing the deliverables have been bumped up a little bit and the money bumped down. Do you really want to go for it? Do you want to sign off on it? It goes through another review process. Oftentimes, it might get awarded for the same amount. Everybody's good, and we move forward. But that award processing form, you go out, click on it, you go fill it out online, because it's a PDF form. If you see, I highlight the fields, we move down, and it just tells whoever's working on it, hey, this is the information I need in order to process that application, that award through the signature process. So they go, fill it all out, print it out, move on, and hopefully it shortens the amount of time, and everybody's up to date, most recent form we have. And then after that, we go through grant implementation. And that's all broken out by fiscal, personnel, computer and technology. Oftentimes I'll send people out there to take a look at it because those are also the issues they should have been looking at when they did the application. Procurement of goods and services, you know, if you're going to end up having to buy services. Wow, what's our county policy on that? Okay, let's link on up to it. Let's go ahead and look at our county policy. We sat there and scanned it in, and they can go out there and look at it and go ahead and see, wow, I have a $25,000 or greater contract I'm going to need to go out for RFP. I'm going to have to put that out for bid. So it shows them what they need to know to go ahead and procure goods and services. And then reporting. Who's responsible for reporting? You know, am I supposed to do all the reporting for you? No, you have to do it, but I'm a check and balance on you. And so that kind of shows people where the responsibility lies, who's going to end up doing what, and where should copies of all those reports be sent. You know, oftentimes people put all their stuff in one area. It's not good. We got to fire one now. We lost a lot of records. So now we keep duplicate records. My office keeps grant records, and then the department that actually gets the grant and does the work keeps records as well. Because how are you going to go through an audit if you don't have your records? I mean, in an ideal world, eventually what we'd like to do is have everything in a PDF file. And that's what we're working towards. But it's expensive, and it doesn't happen overnight. So that's basically what we do. And then here I have a glossary of grant terms and references. Those are just, you know, different things that I put out there that I've noticed over the years. People will call me and say, what does this mean? You know, you can click on there, they'll look what it means. And it just gives you a short tool to look and see, you know, what do they mean by that in this either notice of grant award, notice of federal monies, or RFPs. It just gives you an idea of some of the terms. And then there's the forms link. Okay, I've been using this policy for a while. I know it front and back. I just want to look at a quick form. Click on that. It's supposed to happen faster. There it is. And then it'll show you our grant intent notification form. That's that little form you send to me when you think you're going to go for a grant. If you don't want to send me the form, you send me all the information on that form in an email. The grant application or proposal processing form, that shows us all what are we going for and how is it going to be processed. That grant award processing form that I just showed you, and then another form, a contract processing form. I've got a grant, but I have a huge contract that's going to go along with it. It's going to hire somebody to do the work. I want that to go through a procurement process, and I want to make sure that it's a kosher contract. So we'll end up putting that through a signature process as well. Researching. Now, I don't go look for money, but everybody in my county government does. So I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I could give them a little bit of a tool, at least a few links to get them started. Also, my nonprofits that call me and say, I heard about a program and I'd like to be able to apply for it. What do you know? I can send them to this page. They can go out and link and they can go look for themselves. It's an empowerment tool for your local nonprofits. As you can see, I kind of broke it out. It's by federal, by state, and by private or foundation. And as you can see, I got the Maryland Governor's Grants Office on there because they're an also wonderful tool in the state of Maryland for you to be able to go and find grant resources. If you click on their website, you'll find that they have links as well, links that I don't have out here. And that's a work in progress. It's a very short list. I'm hoping to spread it out. And I'm hoping also to get it to the point where you could go and buy type of grants. You might be able to do a little more research. And then responsibilities. Okay, this is the meat of the policy to me. This lays out who's responsible for what. Oftentimes, I'll think that they know that this is what I'm responsible for, but they don't. So it kind of lays out what is the expectations of everyone. And so this is just basically my baby program. It's in the beginning stages. I call it an infant website. It's going to grow a lot over the next hopefully couple of years. But I just wanted to show you the beginning stages of what you could do with technology for your local government or for your nonprofit. I don't know if any of you can tell me how many of you have a grant policy in place. How many of you all have it on a website? Great tool. You ought to think about it. It really doesn't take long to transition that grant policy to a grant website. The grant policy is the hardest part. The website's easier. You just have to be able to maintain it. And then I'll go ahead and relinquish my role as a speaker. You can hold your questions till the end. And then Kathleen will go ahead and get started, and she'll show you a more current version of a grant website.